Press conference room in Miami Beach is packed wall-to-wall with journalists, cameras, and cigarette smoke so thick it hangs in the air like storm clouds. It's January 1971, and the tension is suffocating. Muhammad Ali sits at a long table covered in microphones, his face unreadable, his jaw set. Across the room, someone clears their throat. The question hasn't been asked yet, but everyone can feel it coming. The question that will make Ali do something he's never done before. Something that will silence the room so completely, you could hear a pin drop on the carpet 3 floors below. What happens in the next 4 minutes will shock the world. This isn't just another pre-fight press conference. This is different. The air feels wrong, heavy. In 6 weeks, Ali will face Joe Frazier at Madison Square Garden in what's being called the fight of the century. Both men are undefeated. Both claim to be the true heavyweight champion. The winner gets everything. The loser gets forgotten. The stakes have never been higher in the history of boxing. Never. Ali's been talking for 20 minutes straight, performing his usual magic show of predictions, poems, and verbal jabs. He's called Frazier the gorilla. He's promised to retire if he loses. He's done his shuffle for the cameras. He's made them laugh. He's made them gasp. He's done everything the crowd came to see. But something's off. The reporters sense it. The photographers sense it. Even the security guards standing against the back walls sense it. There's a crack in the armor, a hesitation in Ali's voice that wasn't there before. His smile doesn't quite reach his eyes. His hands fidget with the microphone cord. He's performing, yes, but there's something beneath the performance. Something raw, something real. A young reporter in the third row stands up. He's new, doesn't know the rules yet, doesn't know that some questions don't get asked. His press badge says Philadelphia Inquirer, Frazier's hometown paper. He's been sent here with a mission. His editor wants blood, wants the story nobody else has the courage to chase. Mohammed, the reporter's voice cuts through the laughter from Ali's last joke. Mohammed, I have a question. Ali's eyes find him in the crowd. The room quiets. Everyone turns to look at the young reporter who dared to interrupt the show. Go ahead, Ali says. His voice is calm, too calm. The reporter swallows. He's sweating under the television lights. His notepad trembles slightly in his hands. Mohammed, are you scared of Joe Frazier? Time stops. The laughter dies instantly. Photographers freeze mid-shot. Other reporters turn to look at their colleague like he just committed career suicide. You don't ask Muhammad Ali if he's scared. You don't question his courage, not Ali, not the man who refused to go to Vietnam, not the man who gave up 3.5 years of his prime, his title, his income, because he wouldn't compromise his principles, not the man who stared down the United States government and said no. You don't ask that man if he's scared. Ali's publicist, sitting beside him, leans in to whisper something, but Ali raises his hand, stops him. The room is so quiet now that the hum of the air conditioning sounds like a jet engine. Outside, traffic moves on Collins Avenue. Inside, nobody breathes. Ali looks at the reporter for a long moment. 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15. His face is completely still. The mask is gone. The performer has left the stage. What's sitting at that table now is something the press rarely sees, the real Muhammad Ali, the man behind the persona, the human being beneath the legend. Then he speaks. Yeah. One word, soft, almost inaudible, but in that packed room it lands like a bomb. Cameras start clicking frantically. Reporters lean forward, straining to hear. The young journalist who asked the question looks like he might faint. Did Muhammad Ali just admit fear? Did the most fearless man in sports just confess weakness? Ali continues, and his voice is different now, stripped of bravado, raw, honest in a way that feels almost painful to witness. Yeah, I'm scared. You want me to tell you I'm not scared. You want me to lie to you like everybody else does. Sit here and act like Joe Frazier ain't the toughest man I'll ever fight. Act like this ain't the biggest night of my life. Act like I don't lay awake thinking about it. He pauses, his fingers drum once on the table. The room is mesmerized. I'm scared of getting hit. I'm scared of that left hook everyone keeps talking about. I'm scared I might not be as fast as I was before they took 3.5 years from me. I'm scared my legs might give out in the 10th round. I'm scared the judges might not see it my way. I'm scared of losing everything I fought to get back. Another reporter tries to interrupt, but Ali keeps going. He's not performing anymore. He's confessing, purging. The words are pouring out like he's been holding them in for months and finally found a release valve. You know what I'm most scared of? Ali leans forward now, his elbows on the table, his eyes intense. I'm scared of letting down every black kid in America who believed in me when nobody else did. I'm scared of disappointing every mother who told her son to stand up for what's right because Muhammad Ali did. I'm scared of failing every man who went to prison for refusing that war, who looked at me and said, "If Ali can do it, I can do it." His voice cracks slightly, just barely, but everyone hears it. That's what scares me, not Frazier's fists, not the pain, not losing the fight, but losing the faith all those people put in me. That's what keeps me up at night. That's what makes my hands shake when I'm alone. That's what makes me pray longer than I ever prayed before. The room is absolutely silent. Some of the older reporters, men who have covered Ali since he was Cassius Clay, since he was a loud kid from Louisville with a big mouth and quick hands, have tears in their eyes. They've never heard him talk like this, never seen him this vulnerable, this human. The young reporter who asked the questions sits down slowly, his face pale. He came looking for a headline. He found something much bigger. Ali sits back in his chair. He wipes his face with his hand. When he looks up again, there's something different in his eyes, something that wasn't there 60 seconds ago. Strength, clarity, resolution. But you know what? His voice is stronger now. Being scared don't mean you run. Being scared means you're smart enough to understand what you're up against. Any man who says he ain't scared before a fight like this is either lying or stupid. Fear is what makes you train harder. Fear is what makes you study film until 3 in the morning. Fear is what makes you great. He stands up suddenly. The movement is so unexpected that several photographers jump. Ali walks around the table, comes to the front. Leans against it. He's closer to the reporters now, intimate, like he's talking to friends instead of journalists hunting for a story. You want to know the difference between me and other fighters? Ali's voice fills the room now. They're scared of the same things I'm scared of, but they won't admit it. They hide behind trash talk and tough guy acts. They lie to you, they lie to themselves, and when they get in that ring and things go wrong, they break, because they never acknowledged the fear, never made peace with it. He points to his chest. I'm scared, but I'm fighting anyway. That's courage. That's not the absence of fear. That's doing the thing that scares you. That's walking toward the fire instead of away from it. Joe Frazier might be the hardest puncher I ever faced. He might be the toughest. He might be the best. But he's fighting a man who's scared and doing it anyway. And that's the most dangerous opponent in the world. An older reporter in the front row, a man who covered Ali's first championship fight against Sonny Liston, who was there when Ali changed his name, who watched him get stripped of his title, raises his hand. Ali nods at him. Mohammed, the reporter's voice is thick with emotion. In 20 years of covering boxing, I've never heard a fighter say what you just said. Why now? Why this fight? Ali is quiet for a moment. He looks down at his hands, those hands that have thrown millions of punches, that have held championship belts, that have been raised in victory more times than anyone can count. Those hands that haven't fought professionally in 3.5 years. Because I'm tired of lying, Ali says softly. I'm tired of the act. I've been Muhammad Ali the character for so long, sometimes I forget to be Muhammad Ali the man. The man gets scared. The man doubts himself. The man lies awake wondering if he made the right choices. The man worries about his wife and his children and what happens if he loses. He looks up and his eyes sweep across the room. I've spent the last 3.5 years telling everybody I'm the greatest, that they can't break me, that taking my title was nothing because I'm still the champion in my heart. I had to say that. I had to believe that. Because if I didn't, if I let myself feel the fear, I would have fallen apart. You understand? I would have crumbled. The emotion in the room is overwhelming. This isn't a press conference anymore. This is something else. A testimony, a revelation, a man removing his mask in front of the entire world and showing them the scars underneath. But that fight is 6 weeks away, Ali continues. And I can't go into that ring carrying all this weight, all these lies, all this pretending. I have to acknowledge what I'm feeling. I have to say it out loud. I'm scared, I'm human, I'm vulnerable. And you know what happens when you finally admit that? He pauses, the room leans forward. You become free. The reporters explode into questions, but Ali waves them off. He walks back around the table, sits down, and suddenly the performer is back. The mask slides back into place. The smile returns. He starts answering questions about training, about strategy, about predictions. The show resumes. But everyone in that room knows they witnessed something extraordinary, something unrepeatable. For 4 minutes, Muhammad Ali stopped being Muhammad Ali and became just Ali, just a man, just a human being afraid of failing the people who believed in him. The next day, newspapers across the country run with the headline, Ali admits fear. Some publications mock him, call him weak, say Frazier has him broken before the fight even starts. Sports columnists write think pieces about how admitting fear is admitting defeat. Betting lines shift. Suddenly, Frazier is the favorite. But something else happens too. Letters start arriving at Ali's training camp. Hundreds of them, then thousands, from soldiers who were afraid in Vietnam but fought anyway, from civil rights workers who were terrified marching in the South but marched anyway, from single mothers scared they couldn't provide for their children but worked 3 jobs anyway, from kids who were afraid of being different but stood up for themselves anyway. The letters all say the same thing: thank you for being human, thank you for being real, thank you for showing us that being scared doesn't mean being weak. Ali reads every single one. 6 weeks later, Ali walks into Madison Square Garden for the fight of the century. He's scared. His hands are shaking when he puts on his gloves. His heart is racing when he enters the ring. He can feel the fear in his chest like a living thing. But he fights anyway. For 15 brutal rounds, Ali and Frazier wage war. Ali moves, dances, jabs, talks. Frazier stalks, pressures, punches, punishes. In the 11th round, Frazier catches Ali with that left hook everyone warned about. Ali goes down. The fear he talked about becomes reality. But Ali gets up. He loses the fight on points. The judges give it to Frazier in a unanimous decision. Ali's undefeated record is broken. The comeback story doesn't have a fairy tale ending. He loses. But something bigger happens. As Ali walks out of the ring that night, battered and defeated, the crowd gives him a standing ovation. Not because he won, but because he showed up, because he faced his fear, because he was honest about his humanity and fought anyway. In the locker room afterward, the young reporter from the Philadelphia Inquirer, the one who asked the question, somehow gets past security. He finds Ali sitting alone, his face swollen, ice pack on his jaw. Mohammed, the reporter says quietly, I'm sorry, that question I asked. I was trying to rattle you. My editor wanted me to get under your skin. I didn't mean. Ali cuts him off with a raised hand. Then he smiles. It hurts his face to smile, but he does it anyway. That was the best question anybody ever asked me, Ali says. Made me tell the truth for once. Made me stop lying to myself. Made me remember that being the greatest isn't about never being scared. It's about being scared and doing the impossible thing anyway. He stands up, walks over to the reporter, and extends his hand. Thank you, Ali says. You gave me a gift that day. You let me be human. The reporter shakes his hand, tears streaming down his face. Years later, long after Ali and Frazier fought 2 more times, long after Ali reclaimed his title, long after he lit the Olympic torch in Atlanta with trembling hands ravaged by Parkinson's, that press conference would be remembered as one of the most important moments of his career. Not because of what he said about boxing, but because of what he said about being human. The clip of Ali saying, "Yeah, I'm scared," becomes one of the most replayed moments in sports history. It's used in documentaries, in motivational speeches, in therapy sessions, in classrooms. Because it captures something fundamental about courage that everyone needs to hear. Being brave doesn't mean you're never afraid. Being brave means you're afraid, and you do it anyway. Muhammad Ali didn't lose anything by admitting his fear that day in Miami Beach. He gained something. He gained freedom. Freedom from the performance, freedom from the mask, freedom from the lie that heroes don't get scared. And in that freedom, he found his greatest strength. The young reporter kept that notepad with the question written on it for the rest of his life. On nights when he was scared, of deadlines, of failure, of not being good enough, he would look at it and remember, Muhammad Ali was scared too. Muhammad Ali admitted it, and Muhammad Ali walked toward the fear anyway. That's what heroes do. Not because they're unafraid, but because they're afraid and they fight anyway. And that's the honest answer nobody expected. The answer that changed everything.